Hey, I'm Liv, and welcome to this video, which is going to be a first impressions and overall review of Imaginary Authors. Well, of three specific scents. Imaginary Authors is an indie perfumery. It's sort of themed around books and stories. I've been wanting to try them since someone mentioned them on another one of my perfume videos, and I had my eye on them for Black Friday and talked myself out of it. And then my sister generously sent me a couple samples that she had. She didn't know that I wanted to try them, but she sent them to me. They just arrived. I had no idea that these were coming, so I'm very, very excited. What we're gonna do is I'm going to sniff them all and tell you what I think about them. Then I'm gonna wear them each for at least a full day, typically much more, and then I'm gonna tell you what I thought about that. Then we'll talk about Imaginary Authors as a whole. If you'd like to jump to any point in the video, the timestamps will be down below, and there are chapters now in the time bar. Okay, let's get on with it. We're gonna sniff without looking up anything. This is the scent Sundrunk. Can't smell anything there, but I will, these are actual spritzers. So I have some cardboard from my elf haul that I recently did, so I'll spray it on each point of the cardboard. So we have Sundrunk right here. I'll spray it away from me so I don't get on myself. Ooh, that's weird. Wow, that is so complex. Does this cardboard smell like anything? Ooh, that would have been good to make sure. I don't think so. That's incredibly complex. I honestly have the hardest time imagining how to put words to that. It's a weird combination of edible and inedible scents, but in no way is it a gourmand. It's fresh, sophisticated with like a sprig of something, some kind of herb, but it's very fresh and clean. I'm throwing words out here because I'm having a hard time, so this may not make sense. There's a little bit of what I would describe as ozone, though I'm not sure if that's what it is, but I have experienced this scent before, that sort of airy ting and bite. If you could imagine a really, really hip store with wood floors and metal and exposed brick, that's what this would smell like. Very open and sparse and very carefully selected things. Yeah, I'm gonna have to describe it the way I see it. It's that kind of a store. It's probably somewhere where people are drinking gin. Yeah, it's a really hip store and gin bar. Okay, that's super weird. So I sprayed that one badly, so we're just gonna do Saint Julep is the next one on the very opposite side. Now spray correctly, Liv. All right, that one was better. Oh, that is, wow. Holy crap, this place is complex. Wow, these are so complex. Imaginary Authors, it does make sense, like they're building a story with their scent. I'll go with the first thing. It's ginger, but not in a gourmand way. It is ginger as though there's a ginger biscuit in front of you, but it's very wearable. Almost a little bit of orange, maybe even berry, but once again, very wearable. Nothing about this is gourmand. Like, it's not making me want to eat this stuff. It's the perfumed version of these things. This perfumery feels very, very hip. Like, this is another hip place. It's almost a little citrus developing now. Well, I guess that's the orange. It's very much more food oriented, but not in a gourmandy way. That's weird. That's fantastic. This has thrown me for a loop. I'm so excited. Okay, our final thing is scent, Falling into the Sea. I'm very excited because I feel like I would have picked these based on the names. We're gonna spritz this on the opposite side of the cardboard in the middle, so give it its own space. Okay, ooh, floral and ocean and kind of the tang of green plants. And I'm still currently trying Regime de Fleur, which they have, gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but it's all like tropical ocean themed scents. And this reminds me of that, but it's very, very different. Like, theirs are extremely evocative of being by the ocean. This smells like an oceanic perfume. In a similar way though, like this also has the green bite of plants that aren't flowering mixed with plants that are flowering. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a smell of adventure. It does smell like adventure. I would wear that if I was about to go out somewhere on an adventure and I'm traveling and I want to smell like I'm ready for it. I don't know. I think I would wear this. I'm going to spritz on my elbow. Sundrunk and, no, not Sundrunk. I'm gonna spritz Saint Julep and Falling into the Sea. We will do Saint Julep on the left. God, that's interesting. And then Falling into the Sea on the right. Very much a top note scent. And Sundrunk is a deeper scent, more mid-tone. Let's look at what they say about them. I'm interested. Ooh, okay, we have Falling into the Sea, which is lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, lychee, tropical flowers, and warm sand. I definitely got tropical flowers and warm sand. Not so much the fruit though. The scent is sunshine in a bottle. Wear on cloudy days to invoke the ardor of summer. Saint Julep. Let's see what that is. Sweet mint, tangerine, southern magnolia, bourbon, griselva, and sugar cube. Not sure what that is. And Sundrunk. That was so hard. Neroli, rhubarb, honeysuckle, rosewater, orange zest, and first kiss. And then a really deep story. Wow. I think these would have been ones that I would have been interested in too. So I'm really, really glad that my sister picked these. I feel so fortunate that she sent them to me. I'm going to wear these and then we will meet back and I'll share my thoughts. Hello, welcome back to our final impressions of imaginary authors. We had 3 delicious scents that my sister sent me, and I've worn these multiple times. I have my final thoughts about them, so let's get into it. I'm gonna preface this, by the way. Normally when I do perfume videos, I rate each perfume, but I guess I didn't because I only had 3, so maybe I was just thinking I would just give my impressions. So we're just gonna talk about these scents. First things first, we have Sundrunk. This scent is super complex in a really weird way. At first sniff, it was a weird combination of edible and inedible, but in no way a gourmand. It was fresh, sophisticated, and there was almost like a sprig of some kind of herb in there. Maybe a little ozone and with a sort of airy bite. On my skin, this is super weird. The ozone is intense at that first spritz. It took me a while to realize what it reminded me of, and it's the first spritz of glasses cleaning spray, if you've used that ever. Take your glasses, spritz on the cleaning spray, and that burst of like fresh cleanliness is almost like that heavy ozone. It's like clean but zingy, maybe lightning, I don't know. There's a hint of citrus, and then as this sort of warms and melts with my skin, that becomes stronger and it sort of turns into a citrus potpourri. And that's very much what I would call it, like the rich citrus, not the rind citrus. So it's very, very rich and not tangy. The tangy is definitely in the ozone in the first bite of it. It's complex and very interesting. I wouldn't wear it, but I wouldn't not wear it. I wouldn't buy it. There we go. I wouldn't buy it, but I will wear this. Next, we have Saint Julep. At first sniff, it was ginger, but not in a gourmand way. Almost a little orange, almost a little berry, but once again, not gourmand, not like I wanted to eat fruit or anything. Those scents were just there, making this oddly complex smell. On my skin, the fruitiness is still there, but it becomes a little bit floral. There's a weird combination. It's almost like the rich earthiness of a pawpaw and then the light brightness of a lychee. So this combination of high note fruit and low note fruit. Low note being like maybe even plum or fig, you know, just like heavy, sticky, very rich, heavy, earthy fruitiness. This one lasted quite long compared to some of the others that I've tried lately, maybe 5 hours. And I found this the most wearable. I don't know if I would elect to wear it, and it confuses me. It's just a confusing scent. I actually sprayed it on my fist here. And the thing that it reminds me of is, have you ever had a weird salad? Like tomato, mozzarella, and watermelon with lime juice or something like that. Like, to me, that's a weird salad. And I don't know if you've ever had one of those where it's like a mixture of traditional salady things and then something sweet, like tomato feta and mango or something. Like, it's interesting and it's yummy, but the scents themselves are just sort of like, tomato, cheese, watermelon. I don't know. So it's like this, this one makes me go, yum, yum. It's confusing. I would wear this. I will wear it. I don't think I would buy it. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it for me. I might buy it for someone. Like, there's someone that this is perfect for, but I'm not it. Maybe you're it. If this sounded like your entire jam, please let me know down below. And then finally we have Falling into the Sea. I'm so glad that my sister sent me these because I'm pretty sure I would have picked these. Maybe not Saint Julep, I'm not sure, but that being the one I like the most, I'm glad she sent it to me. Falling into the Sea, I definitely would have picked, and it's the weirdest one. It's not the weirdest, but it's the weirdest to wear as a perfume, I think. So at first sniff, this is floral and ocean and the tang of bitter plants. On my skin, it has that weird bitter, floral, almost sweetness, but not really. Like the scent of a bush or a plant that you'd smell in nature that you're not sure if it's supposed to smell good or not. Don't know if you've ever smelled that, but when you smell something, it's almost flowering, but not yet. And it's very tangy and sharp. It has mossy wetness of being right by the ocean, like the sense of a tide pool, and that heavy mixture of the weird debris of the ocean. So very much like you're at a tide pool, but you're not like quite at the ocean. You're at the place where the ocean has deposited a lot of scent. As it melds with my skin, it starts to become a little bit sweeter, but you never sort of lose the question of, should I be liking this? I don't know. I think if you if you wanted to smell like what the Little Mermaid realistically would have smelled like, this would probably be it. Yeah, if I think of it in that way, then it's a perfect perfume. It's almost a little alien in the coming from the depths of the water sort of sense. It's weird. It's really weird. And on that note, let's get into our final impressions of imaginary authors. So this perfume brand is weird. It's really complex. It's really complex and odd. Nothing was weird in a heavy sense. Like some scents that I've tried elsewhere can be overwhelmingly complex in there are too many smells in there. There are too many smells coming together. None of these were complex in an overwhelming sense. They were really beautifully crafted in that they were complex in a sense that you can tell the creators were creating a story, which is really what this brand is about. They were putting together these scents that might be odd together, but they're odd because the story is complex. So I find that really interesting. I don't necessarily find it wearable, but it's in no way as unwearable as Sucre Bay. If you watch my Sucre Bay video, there were a couple scents that I found abhorrent and couldn't wear. They were weird in the unpleasant aroma sense. These are weird, but they smell good. They do. And they're meant for the person they're meant for. And I feel like if you find your imaginary author's scent, you will love it because it's meant for you. And it's like, it might tell your story, which is really interesting. I'd love to find my story. I don't know if they've written it yet, and I'll have to go look and see, but I'm intrigued. I'm certainly intrigued. I feel like with some perfume places, I'm gonna try a couple scents and I'll probably have some wins, or hopefully have some wins of things that I actually want to wear. Like I actually want to smell that way. Imaginary authors, I feel like it's very unlikely that I would find a lot of wins there, but I want to smell all of their scents just to know what they smell like. I wanna smell the story. There's this book called Perfume. It's actually a story of a serial killer, really morbid and not my jam in the sense of serial killer things. That's not my kind of thing. But the book is beautifully written, and the depth to which the olfactory experience is explored in it is beautiful. And it makes me think of this perfume house, interestingly. And maybe in the sense that like the book Perfume explores scent in a kind of an awful way, or not, it's not afraid to look at it in an ugly way. And I feel like imaginary authors, they're not necessarily going at it to create the most beautiful scents. They're creating the most beautiful story, which is not to say that the scents aren't delicious smelling. I hope that makes sense. You should check them out if you're interested. If you've tried them, I would love to hear your thoughts about them. Really confusing, complex, interesting, kind of fascinating perfume house. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're interested in any of these perfumes, I'll put links to them down below. If these are your scents, please let me know. I would love to hear about that if this is your story. That would be really interesting. And if you somehow know the perfume house and have any recommendations for me, hell, give them. That would be great. And on that note, wherever you are, I hope you're having the best day that you possibly can. Be kind to the people around